Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. I just went through a really fun clan versus clan tournament this week, so in this video I want to talk a little bit about clan versus clan tournaments. They can be a lot of fun, they can be really lucrative. Even if your clan isn't top notch, you can still get some super good rewards from clan versus clan. So let's take a look at clan versus clan a little bit and this big fight that we had this week, and how did it turn out? Did we win? Did we lose? What happened? First, thank you Raid Shadow Lessons for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link down below in the description there in the QR code. If you download Raid with my promo link, you can get 3 legendary champions and 3 top tier epic champions. So you can get Tholin Foulbeard, then you can use DESERTQUEEN code to get Tuhanarak, Void Legendary, a fantastic legendary champion, and Ezio Auditore as a lodging bonus, alongside Rector Drath, Venomage and Uugo, 3 absolutely top tier epics. Then that's CvC. So why should you care about CvC tournaments? No matter who you are, even if you're playing Raid only for a little while, even if your clan sucks, you should still care about CvC. Because every other CvC includes personal rewards. And these personal rewards can be of really high quality, even if you're in a low tier clan. All you need to do is reach your personal point thresholds, and your clan needs to win the CvC. And your personal tier and the quality of your personal rewards, that's determined by the points that you have gained in the last CvC that included personal rewards. So any CvCs that don't have personal rewards, they are ignored. And here's some historical data over the last 5 CvCs actually that have included personal rewards. How many points have you needed to earn in order to reach these higher tiers? So for tier 2, for example, in August 2025, you need 109,000 points. Although in December 2025 you only needed 67,000 points to reach that tier, and so on for tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 and tier 6. And the higher your tier, the better your rewards. Clans also have tiers, those are separate from your personal tier, and clan rewards also improve as clan goes up the tiers, but they don't improve as much as personal rewards, so clan rewards are not as meaningful. And that's why clans often take things more easy in those CvC rounds when there are no personal rewards involved, and then when there's personal rewards involved, then people go all in. As can be seen, here's also some historical data of the point totals that you have needed to reach to get to various tiers as a clan, and you can see how every time there's no personal rewards, so the PR column here says no, the point totals that have been needed have been lower than when the PR column says yes, there have been personal rewards, they are higher. So tier 2, for example, 9th September, a little bit over 2 million, no personal rewards. Then next time personal rewards 3.2 million, so the difference is quite drastic. But in order to get those personal rewards, your clan also needs to win the CvC, and we just had the fight of our lives this week. If things really go down the wire, then there can just be a lot of points coming. So for example here, Old Guard versus We Can Be Heroes. And after the first day, Old Guard was leading quite comfortably. We were at 6.3 million, our opponents were at 5.7 million. Alright, the easy points have already been gained, the early points, so typically the points coming slower and slower. Although in this case, well, 6.7 versus 6.4 after another couple of hours, and then a few more hours, and everything feels pretty easy. We're at 7.7 million, the opponent is 7.2 million, a comfortable 500,000 point lead. I have also reached my own goal for this CvC at this point at 300,000 points. But then our opponent started to get more and more points, and soon we found ourselves in a position 9 hours left to go in the tournament, and we're at 8.445 and our opponent is at 8.476. We are suddenly losing this. So I didn't want to lose, so I started pushing. My goal was 300,000 points, but I ended up getting 600,000 points in this CvC. 6.5 hours remaining. At this point, I had to go to sleep. I wouldn't be around for the finale, but I did everything I could. And at this point, we were still losing by more than 200,000 points. Whoa! How the turntables. Still got our hero almost at 1 million points. Look at the opponent's top scorers. CJF 1.4 million, Epic Deadman 1.1 million. Wow, they just had a lot of points from the top scorers, although we had a much wider roster. A lot of people contributing, although not as much as their top scorers. And the fight went on and on all the way to the end, and in the end, team effort this time prevailed. 10.9 million versus 10.5 million. That was an intense fight. Steel Guts ending with 1.1 million on our side. CJF on We Can Be Heroes 1.79 million. Epic Dynama 1.3 million. And they had 2 more players, so they had 4 players at over 1 million points each. But we had the wide roster, as you can see. 11 of our top scorers would have fit into the top 5 of theirs. So this time it was the team effort that prevailed. But that is not always the case with CvC, because you can definitely win a CvC all by yourself if you are a big spender. Team or solo, because if you pull legendary champions give tens of thousands of points, mythical champions even more. You apply skill tomes, epic tomes or tomes on epic champions, tomes on legendary champions, tomes on mythical champions. Those give you so many points. Ascending legendary champions to 6 stars if you have new ones, forging gear, upgrading gear. All of that can earn hundreds of thousands of points in a matter of minutes. And if you really want to get points throughout the CvC, then you can farm Spider. Actually, that's exactly what the top scorer of our opponent's team did. They had Spider on farm. I'm not sure if they did it with multi-battles or if they did it with RSL Helper. Either way, they were farming Spider 24/7 or 24/2, I suppose, because throughout that 48 hours, they were farming Spider all the time. And that gave hundreds of thousands of points. Spider is the fastest dungeon because there's no waves, so hard Spider and boom, just go ham. Nonetheless, a wide roster does help. Like in this CvC, for example, the wide roster ended up winning against a couple of really high scorers, because wide roster can still put so much strain, so much pressure on those few carries, and unless they're full on whales and really go spending a lot of money, then they just might not be able to keep up. However, be aware that peer pressure may result in unwanted spending in CvC. Decide like a goal on what you want to do in a CvC. And also you can think already in advance, okay, if this is going to be a really tough fight and I might be able to stretch a little bit, and then figure out, okay, what kind of sacrifices am I willing to make? What kind of resources am I willing to throw in extra if it really comes down to that? So that you will have it all planned out, so you won't commit things that you will regret later. Like, I was aiming for the 300,000, I ended up with 600,000. Obviously, 600,000 compared to 1.7 million on the opposing side wasn't that much, and I could have theoretically gained all of those points too, but that would have required even more spending, and I just wasn't ready to do all of that. But yeah, CvC can be a lot of fun, also can be really lucrative, with personal rewards also regardless of your clan. Even if you're in a low tier clan, you can still be a high tier personally and get a lot of stuff out of CvC, so definitely one of the major events in Raid. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.